What is up? Oh, got done with a jog. I am pretty hot right now. I'm actually sweating my face off. How was everybody's weekend? Anybody catch any amazing trades today? Let's see what we got in the chat right now. Let's see, blast off. Yeah, smoke. Afternoon, Charlie. Good to see you, buddy. Good to see you guys. How was your guys' weekend? What did you guys do? Anything new? Need to cool down. Need to drink like half this gallon right now. Let's see if I get it down to here real quick. Hey, what's up, Craig? How you doing, buddy? Good to see you. All right, I'm going to share my screen right away. Let's get right into the trading. I'm going to turn off the chat. Showing stream. There we go. Beautiful. Nice, beautiful chart today. It's looking good. What's up, Manola? What's up, Craig? Great to have you, buddy. We go live every day, 1 p.m. Eastern. Between 1 and 2 p.m. Eastern before our members only. What's up, Paul Anthony? Good to see you. What's up, Jay Duplessis? I'm always going to mess that name up. What's up, Reams? I think you're Brian. I think you're Brian. You might be John. I think you're Brian, though. All right. Let's see what we got going on here. You guys know the drill. I'm going to mark up the... What's up, Paul Shank? Good to see you, buddy. I'm going to mark up the hour. We're just going to do a little bit of top-down analysis, like tiniest amount you possibly could do. You know how to roll. All right, let's look here. I don't care about all this. This does not matter to me at all because I just want to catch these quick dubs. You know what I'm saying? So let's look here. First thing I notice is we closed solid under this. That means I'm looking for mostly sells, I'm going to say. All right. But let's look down below. And here is our block. And now because this is such a small area, I might just put it right here, right for now. Or you know what? I'll just take the whole candle right here. That candle down to this wick. Because this is where price actually came. So it could do it again. So you got to be careful. Especially when you're setting your stops and stuff. So that's my hour block here. And this is my hour block here. Last up before the down movement, right? So we had, if I did this on a smaller time frame, it'd probably be easier to see, but let me just kind of show you right here. We had lower low because it broke structure here. Actually, let me make this a little darker. Let's try that again. We had lower low because it broke structure here. Then we had lower high. Then we had lower low. Then we have potentially lower high, and then we're expecting what? A lower low, right? Simple. Now let's look at this on the lower time frame so you could really see it, right? So what do we have? We had lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high. What do we have next? It's like 1 + 1 is 2 kind of stuff, right? So let's look. We're now breaking through this fair value gap on the 5. I mean, we already did. But if it closes there, that's a really good... I mean, honestly, this was amazing up here to sell from. Let's look where we could have sold from up here if there's any entries up here. The 1. Okay. I'll turn off Pulse X for now. Let's look at VWAP. We're on the VWAP line right here. All right, that's all I need to see there. And I'm going to turn on future stacking, which will identify the fair value gaps. All right. Really what we want to see is an inverted, and I don't see that there was any inverted fair value gaps up here anyways. So what that basically means is it goes the opposite direction. That's one way that we get in. I'll show you the other way as well. Right there was one. There's a tiny one, but it was one. All right, so right here, you see how this wick to this wick was actually a fair value gap, and then we closed solid there. So there could have been a potential entry. I don't like the stop size, but well, it's not that bad actually. Could easily take it down to the next fair value gap. Definitely just smashed all the way. That'd have been our entry, but we weren't on at this time. This was at 12:36. Nice little lunch hour there. Anybody take that? What's up, Rev? How you doing? First time here for me. What's up, Miss Tina? Good to see you. Great to have you with us. Let's see. Smoke X pivot trades are doing. Yeah. Pulse X. Let me check. So let's see where the Pulse X pivot was. Okay. So out of this 1 hour block here, we had a pivot point. So if you have Pulse X premium, we take the next one down. You could actually take this with a 10-point stop. This one would have been taken out, but then you just wait for the next break. So this one, if you were doing 10-point stop ones, you know how I like my 10-point stops with Pulse X. This was taken out by 101, 2, 3 points basically. But then right here, you could have gotten in on the next move down that broke structure, right? Or continuation, I said. So this move right here would have been literally, you would have lost one and then had 11.43. If you use the 10-point. Now you got to be really well-minded to be able to do that. Really disciplined. What's up, the Smith Insurance Agency? All right, so what are we looking at now? So we had no 5-minute structure breaks back down. We actually had none over here as well. This was all solid, and then we had a wick close here. So that's kind of unusual, honestly. We need to pull back. We need to pull back. Otherwise, I don't think anybody wants to use this side stop. 3 points. We're dropping strong today. We are dropping strong. All right, really what I'm waiting for, guys, is I need a strong, solid break here, and we need some kind of pullback. But before I do that, let's look on the lower time frame to see if there's any kind of reason that we could take a buy. There's actually not right here. Yeah, right? So all I care about, again, is between this white block right here and this white block right here. I'm assuming it's going to keep going down. We don't have a reason for this to go up here. We could probably find a 5-minute block out of here to buy from. Yep, exactly. This is the last down before up movement. We can maybe take a temporary little push. It's a little riskier because we're definitely selling. There's a green block right here, which we're approaching, which I'll take a counter trend trade up out of that block. Attacking some of these fair value gaps here. What's up, Joanne? How you doing? All right, so what we're looking for, guys, is some kind of maybe a structure break or a fair value gap push up. Like that. I'm gonna turn Pulse X off now, so confuse you guys. Session high, session low. We're definitely through Asian low and London low. Here was yesterday's low. So is that Friday? Yeah. Friday lows. But then if you look above, probably will come to London high, maybe. Yeah, I had a really good weekend, thank you. I was at the play. My kids had a play. Went really well. Kids did great. Good turnout. Can't really complain. I'm not a big play guy, to be fair, but it was fun watching them, you know? Let's see right here. Man, don't be doing this. All right, so this took this out with a solid. Now we're getting some major bullish action going on right now. Let's see if there's some kind of a fair value gap to take, because I'm not buying right now. Right now, it's rejecting this little 1 minute block, which I'm not believing. I know we have a structure break here. Here's why I'm not buying this as a actual structure break, because yes, this is a lower low, but it was a wick. See that? So I'm not believing that. I think it's going to keep dumping. Let's look at, I'm going to throw on future stacking real quick so you guys can see this. We had this nice rejection right here. We could essentially sell right now, actually. Look at what that looks like. Not freaking out, not just jumping in a trade, just to jump in a trade. Not FOMO in this. Just taking basic little setups. I'm gonna risk it. Boom. It's only 585. Right there. See if she can keep going. So I don't believe this 1 minute block's gonna stop it, and I think this was a fake out. I could be wrong. Definitely risk accordingly, but this is what I'm looking at right here for a temporary buy. It needs to hit this 5 minute block at least. So I think it should just fall. Size stop was up 44 points. I mean, come on. But it did that in one candle. If it hits 50% of this, it's a 1.5 reward. Oh, what's up, Bethany? How you doing? For that, you just click this, feature stacking settings, and then I put it to 50 maximum imbalance boxes right here. Ideally, we should probably enter just right here, but because it rejected it, nice. It's okay. You're welcome. Meanwhile, I'm going to set up my this other quant tower I got. What's new with everybody? Anybody working on new funded accounts or on evals, or what are you guys at? Well, thank you guys for letting me know I'm muted. Okay, I've been talking like crazy. I just gave my biggest secret ever. Yeah. I was just saying I risked barely anything on this eval. This wasn't a heavy trade because I knew there was fair value gaps up here. So if I were in this, which I am, you'd want to, if you have room, you'd want to, what I do is I enter again, but keep the same size stop. So if I have enough time, I would modify order, 18, confirm, then I sell 9 more right here. Okay, and if I get out, I get out. It's pretty much the same risk, right? But then that moved my entry from here to here, right? I don't care if I lose this. It's a eval. That you were pondering life. Yeah, I was a little bit pondering life for sure. Looks like we might be going up to these fair value gaps, but we'll see. Kind of weird movement right now. Here's what I would do though, depending on how this candle moves. It's either going to tag me out or it might come down here one last time. I'll get out at break even. Anything under 100, I'm going to take that as a quick win, which is a break even. So boom. So I just got out of that break even. Okay. With my 1 DCA. Hopefully you understood what I just did there. Anytime you have some bullish movement like that and you have an opportunity to get out, get out. Okay, and then we wait for the next break of structure back down or a continuation. This would be a continuation because it never broke structure to the left here. But if it comes back down to this area right here, I'll enter. All right. But I don't like my stop here because there's like at least this block here. There's a little tiny fair value gap here. Is this on the 5 minute? Let me check. And those of you that held that, I want you to understand there's always another trade. So like one thing that we do is we want to see proof of momentum. This could fall right now with one candle and I would feel zero remorse. I'd feel zero regret, I should say, for that. Do something. Yeah, you're always going to have that, John, on YouTube. I have this streaming on low latency and everything, so it's just getting it to you that fast. That's just how it is. You could try refreshing the stream. Sometimes that helps. What's up, David McCoy? On 5. Could it come to here at any moment, honestly. I'm thinking they wanted to fake us out here. We'll see. Really, you don't want to keep buying because there's no like actual structures to break here. So I'm waiting for this to come down here and kind of do a continuation just to prove, like close underneath here. Then I would enter again, trying to attack this 5-minute block below. What's up, Yolanda? So we had one break even today. Hey, whenever I get a new computer, you got to reset up everything. It's so annoying. Still don't think they hit the original stop. Let me see. It's close. Oh yeah, it did. If you stayed in it. It's about to fall, maybe. Here we go. Getting ready to enter again. I do have a new high here. I'll just enter that there. If it can close below here, I'm going to get in. Good morning, guys. Good morning. Gives me a little time to set up this copy on here. Alarm sound or alert sound. Miss this. 165. I don't believe this. They're building liquidity below. I think they're going to spill this sucker at any moment. I think this is going to be an amazing trade right here. Does that mean I have to like pass all over again? No, you have to. Buffer is 4,500. Well, I think it's 2,000 on 50K. It's 4,500 on a 150K. You just have to get to the buffer, and then after that, anything you make after 4,500, you could withdraw the next day. Which that's amazing. I mean, I don't. Why people don't just do that? Just max out. Take profit traders blows my mind. I'd rather just have multiple accounts. Wink, wink. But take profit trader. I am liking Top Step too, though, now again. Only for trades that you could just like take and hold, like big risk reward ones. Oops, I didn't do that right. This was 3204. 3204 is 344. There we are. I think it's going to drop. So I set that up for 20% of what I take on my main one. That's how I pass these things. That way, you could take 2 big trades, 4,500, and pass them over a 5-day period at any given moment. That's how you get more ready. 25,000, I would have to look. Let me look. $25K is, I think. What's the anybody know what the buffer is on 25K? Let me see. I'm thinking it'd be $750 once you're funded. I'm thinking 7,500. Anything after 7,500 or 750? Sorry. No, I'm waiting for this to pull down here, David. Ask AI. That's a good point. Try that. I think it's about to spill right now, though, so get ready for a potential trade. Here we are. Actually measure this 52 points. Risk 2,000 on that account. It's 20. All right, if she comes down here and closes, I'm in. Could even use a smaller stop at this point. I don't know why it's not letting me grab that. What the heck? Could use a smaller stop if you want. I might do it. 33. Let me just look at that one. I'm going to keep my risk the same. So 31 micro. Yep, this is our risk calculator for the one-on-one and the Futures Bootcamp members. It's really cool because at first I didn't like it too much, but we had it made. But Brian made it. He's one of our members, actually. You put it micro symbol NQ. You just put your top size real quick, and then right here in the middle. The reason I like it is because you could just scroll like where you want to risk at real quick. 2,031 micros. Boom. That's the thing. And it has multiple different things that you could trade. But yeah. Hey guys, we go live every day, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Trade NQ mainly. MNQ. I like micros personally. That's me. That's preference. I think most of the time you can trade the same amount of micros that you do a mini. As far as like sizing, but you can get down. It's almost like the decimal when you're trading Forex. You can get down to like 0.01 lot. To me, it just works a lot better. You sent me shorts. Beautiful, bro. Thank you so much. Man, my neck has just been so jammed. I went to the cover right before this too. Getting ready. All right, so this is 552. I want to increase my, let's see. That's a good number. That way, if we hit here, that'll be really good. That'll pass this account, I think. Yeah, definitely. That'd pass the account if it just goes to here with that. I got a Zoom. Every day is a Zoom recording, so I don't know why you can't see them, honestly. I don't know why you can't see them. Didn't I make you an account in Zoom? All right, waiting for a close. Don't just get in. Waiting for a close. Don't be that guy. Don't be that guy. Don't FOMO in. 20 seconds. Eight seconds. Oh, this is why you wait. See that? Wait for a close. Nope, I didn't get in. That's called discipline. If it drops down here, I'm not getting in. Don't FOMO. Yeah, well, you should have an account. I thought I made you an account with your email with my Zoom, so you could just log in. Maybe it didn't finish it. I don't know, but you should be able to access all my recordings. Okay, sure. Beautiful, Jerwin. So you profited? Hit your TP in 1 minute, 20 seconds. Beautiful. Oh, did you get in, Christina? So yeah, I'm doing this live and I still I'll tell you what, that was hard to do. It was hard to not get in. Even to this day, it's still kind of like, oh, I could get in. What if it drops? But it's like, once you take enough trades and you realize there's always another trade, like actually, you don't have to take the trade. You know what I'm saying? Like, why not just take the best trade? Your finger twitched? Robert always says that. Like, my finger just kind of did it. All right, waiting. 50 seconds. Not taking any more trade until I start the mentorship. Beautiful, Reams. Let me get you started up, actually. Well, let me wait till after this trade here. Amazing, can't get in. Apparently, I can follow directions I amazingly didn't get in. Look at that, Corey. Look at that. All right, let me look at that. Actually, before I do that, let me kind of welcome 20 things at once here. British or your Brian? Good to put a face to the name. Face to the name. I'm gonna mute real quick. One sec, guys. I'll let you know if I get in. Well, just know if it comes under here, I'm gonna get in. You'll see me enter the trade. Okay. All right, here we go, guys. 30 more seconds. Gotta wait for that close. That close is so important. Beautiful job, Jerwin. We're just still waiting. Patience. Patience. 15 seconds. Gotta close. And then not just a close. Okay, look. If it's like 50-50 wick, I'm not getting in either. I want to see like the body come down to like right here. That's like another thing I've been doing lately. It's because sometimes it'll close like right here. See how I didn't get in? It'll close like right here, but it was just the wick was so long. Just a little bit extra. assurance. I think it's going to spill. I think it's going to drop. I could be wrong, but guess what? We're doing price action. That's why I'm not getting in yet. This could tank to here, and it's okay. We'll just look for a buy out of this 5-minute block up to here. So you don't have to freak out. You could just chill. You know, trading doesn't have to be like freaking difficult and stressful. And, you know, and honestly, if it feels that way, there's a couple things you could do. You could increase your risk or increase your stop and decrease your risk, or just keep the same risk size and make it go in half. So if thinking about getting in this trade right now stresses you out, like freaks you out, like, oh no, what if, then cut your risk in half. If you don't know how to do that, it's very simple. First of all, if you didn't measure, a lot of you guys don't even measure your trades. You're like, I'm just getting in with 5 micros, or God forbid, 5 minis. Like you don't even like look, right? Am I in the wrong? I think I am. Let me check. See if it's the same right now. Yeah, it's the same. Hold on, wait. No, it's the same. Here we go. Wicked out, took liquidity here, maybe. Mitigated a little bit of this block right here. Let's see if we can go down. 15 more seconds. We're going to wait. If we get a nice bearish, like strong close, like right here, oh my gosh, that'd be golden. Opening range low. So anytime I see something struggling to get below something, I'm thinking, man, they're going to take that out hard. That's what I see. Versus like, see, I try to think opposite of what retail traders would think. I know we're retail traders. I'm not trying to say, ooh, look at me, I'm like a institute, like, you know what I'm saying? But I'm thinking, okay, if they're having a hard time getting under here, that means a lot more people are going to start buying, right? And then what happens when that happens? They get trapped. Drop, right? So I'm thinking opposite of what everybody else is thinking. Everybody else is like, oh, we got to buy. And guess what? It could. You know what I mean? It could buy. But I'm right more times than not. In fact, like 75, 80% of the time I'm right. And when I'm right with these rockets, or I guess, I don't know what you call maybe a submarine. Like, what do you call something that just drops? When it rockets like that, we're golden, right? I'm going to do the next part of this. Got a new mentorship. Welcome, Brian. Super excited to have you. Everybody welcome Brian to the family. Supply of orders, the more times it hits as well. We have a lot of one-on-one mentorship students in here. It's not just like, you know, we have a lot of you guys in here. Some of you guys have been with me for a long time. I mean, you're fine, Didi. Gosh. Here we go. Who's all actually a part of one-on-one? They give Brian some. He has already sold on. You know, he's already in, but you know, let him know how it is so far with you. If you don't mind, you don't have to share at all. Actually, I'm just doing my thing with my dude right here. Me, beautiful. So what we do is we do weekly meetings going over who's struggling, who's not. I kind of come in later. I do help at the beginning a lot, depending on the workload. But one thing I do later is I work on a lot more on the mentality, the mindset of what's actually holding you back. And we go really deep into that. So Brian, Just realized I've been spelling journey wrong for a long time here. All right, get ready. Trying to do two things at once here. 30 seconds. Still waiting. What's up, Roger? How you doing, brother? Let's see, I got back to you the other day. Let's see. H funds is funny. Use it before I feel. I see. I've never heard of them, bro. I don't know if they're legit or not. I don't know anything about them as far as H funds go. Never heard of them. I don't know. I don't want you to lose for sure, but let's see. Glad we didn't. I'm glad we were patient. Beautiful Alpha. Bipolar. I hear you on that. Thanks, Steve. Appreciate that. Still have Pulsec very red. I'm gonna be honest, most of you guys don't use the folder enough, your chat enough. I think what happens is you guys, not everybody, you guys think like, hey, Steve, I appreciate that you said, if you haven't signed up for one-on-one, do it. Has transformed my trading. Thank you, bro. And I'm not saying you're not going to come in and still struggle some. Like, there's a lot of work we have to do. Meaning, like, first it's the strategy. Then, because if it was just, I always say this, but if it was just about the strategy, you can go on YouTube and watch the latest entry strategy and start being rich. You know, it just doesn't work that way. We have to see, a lot of times you can't see what you need to see that you're doing wrong first with the strategy, but then also how you handle the trade while you're in it. That's when the real training starts, is when you do that. Corey R. Are you not the same Corey that's in mentorship already? There's a lot of Corys. Is there a forum for one-on-one? There you go. If you guys want, here, you just fill this out. You get there. I don't want to make this a big deal about this on here, but what we do is we put you guys through like a thing. Like, I tell my guys straight up, if they're pretty good at detecting if someone's full of it. Like, we want people that are positive, self-motivated, coachable. We've had people come in and they try to challenge us the whole freaking time. Like, well, this works for me. And I'm like, well, if that worked for you, why aren't you getting payouts yet? You know? Or, you know, a lot of times we'll take their strategy and work on their mindset. Well, that works too. But it's a battle. It's fun. I have a really good time with it. I'm just gonna put it in chat. Pinned it to chat. There we go. Good thing we didn't get in that, but that's a lot of liquidity to take out now. I got you. Yeah, VIP is amazing. We have a lot of members. Like, if you're in our lifetime mentorship, we just give you that for free forever. you know, but it's great. Like VIP is amazing too. I mean, I try to make all my products as good as humanly possible, so you don't feel any kind of regret. We really have never had any refunds or anybody even wanting to. It's crazy. And we've been doing this for 5 or 6 years. You have to be willing to unlearn some things. They go back to some basics that work instead of all these YouTube marketing guides to get views on YouTube. You have to come up with something new all the time. Yeah. It's a struggle because, you know, I'm the first one to tell you, I do a lot of advertising, right? So it's hard sometimes because the advertising cost is so expensive. And I know you're like, oh, woe is me, whatever. But it does cost a lot of money. So sometimes I have to come up with like a new front end thing. It's just the way it is. But I try not to unless I have to, you know, for marketing and things. But yeah, so. All right, well, it is coming up higher. We're in this fair value gap here now. I'd rather sell from one of these versus buy right now, just because I don't know which one it's going to play off of, right? We could take an inverted real quick. We could do that, actually. We could take an inverted right here. Just a big stop. I'm down if you guys are, because since there's some fair value gaps here, yeah, you know what? Screw it. This is just a eval. No, don't risk something you can't afford to lose, kind of thing. It's got to close above this. That's the wrong one. Wait, I want buy. All right, I'll show you this. Being very 5, 2, 4, 3. Okay, I'll do that. So if this closes, oh, that's the 5-minute. Hold on, where am I at? It's most likely not going to close above that. And we got to wait another minute and a half for the 5-minute close. But if it closed above that on the 5-minute, I'd look to potentially buy here with a freaking 92-point stop. Might as well. I always tell people are like, because they're so used to the Instagram stories and like Instagram people saying, oh, well, I used a 5-point stop. Well, sure, we have trades that we take 5-point stops, 10 points. Well, not 5 anymore. 10-point stops, 20-point stops all day long. But like, this is like the kind of trade. It's like, why wouldn't you pick the $100 off the ground? You know what I mean? Or if you're sitting on your couch and you see a $20 bill, it's like, no, I don't want to pick that up. To me, this is like a layup. Like this should work like most of the time, right? So you might as well just grab some of it, kind of thing. If that makes sense. Because everybody's trying to be a hero with these huge risk rewards. Now we hit them. We had a 1 to 20 live like 3 weeks ago or something. That was pretty cool. We hit lots of 1 to 8s, 1 to 6s, 1 to 5s. You can't do that. I mean, you can do that with a big stop. Like if the stop's too big, most likely not going to happen, right? So far, we're just wicking. We need 28 more seconds. We need this to close up here, or I'm not getting in this trade. Price movement is driving you nuts today. Are you in any positions? I've been loving this music. I'm just gonna get a like different kinds of music like this. Maybe not necessarily this. This is like the 80s vibe. I forget what it was even called when I got it, but I was looking for all kinds of like different kinds of this kind of music, you know. So just so you guys know, I'm not done trying to sell this. So I will sell this if it gets back down here. Let's look. I just can't, I can't in good faith buy this right now. Even though we have like a structure break here, we have inverted on the 1. I just feel like it's going to fall at any moment and fake us out. So I'd rather just ride that wave down than go up right now, personally. Yeah. This is part of the fun, guys, is waiting, right? You gotta like embrace the waiting for the best setup and get hooked to the best setup versus just getting in the market. Because some of you guys, I know you are, because I have to deal with you guys all the time. Some of you guys are like winning, but you're building bad habits. You're like, oh, I got in on that. I got in on that one. I got in on that one. I won. Bob, I'm trying to outsmart the system. And here's the problem. And I always say this too. It's like the more frequent you take trades, the more dopamine hit, and you got that feel good chemical going in your brain, and you're thinking, oh my gosh, like I'm better than everybody, and like you're winning, and then you can't get out. This is exactly why you can't get out of the trade. Like straight up, you can't get out of the trade because you've been winning so much, you don't want to lose. See what I'm saying? And it's still, to me, to this day, if I get too tired and I decide, hey, you know what? I just want to like scalp like crazy. I want to go crazy. I'll win like 13 in a row. And then in my head, I'm building myself up. I'm like, dude, I'm Bob Beckett. Like, I don't lose. Look at this. I'm freaking crazy. I could go get, and then all of a sudden you go down and you're like, I don't want to get out of this trade. I want to keep my win rate up. I want to win. Like, I want to say to my wife later that I won 14 trades in a row. Gosh dang it. And then, okay, well, you know what? Well, I'm up for the day. Maybe I'll just hold to where I'm break even. Like, who cares? And then you get to that point. Now you're mad. Now you're like, oh man, I should have got out when I did. Right. I could have. I'll never learn. Blah blah blah. By the way, guys, I'm about to get in this. Hold on. And I'll use a little bit higher risk. Let's see, 7, 8, 9. Wait. 6. Hopefully, for being patient, we get a reward, right? This is a big stop. Okay. This is kind of annoying and big, but I mean, this could drop pretty hard. You can use, you can just use a smaller stop if you want, like if it freaks you out. Bigger stop does not equal higher risk. A lot of people confuse that. Notice how I recalculated my risk on this. I'm willing to risk pretty heavy though on this eval, but I'm not risking 2,000, like I'm trying to pass this account. Now, once I'm funded, I was telling one of our students yesterday, once I'm funded, I'll use like 1/3, sometimes even 1/4 of what I trade on my evals, and you just stay consistent with that. You can take all the B setups in the world with 1/4 risk, and eventually you're gonna do really well as long as you get out at your stop. That is such a huge problem for people to get out at their stop. It's unbelievable. I used to have that problem actually, so I'm not like making fun of you, but it's just so hard. Look, all right, so there's a fair value gap here. If we can get this to come up and close, we might be okay. We just inverted that. We inverted that one. We inverted that one. Technically, I would normally get in on the close of this, which would have been right here. I just don't like it. I just want to see this starting to be taken out, right? I don't love, I don't love that. It's not fully, you know. Oh wow! I just realized in 6 minutes we're going to our members only. So if you're not a part of Solomon Trading yet, VIP, it's just $97 a month, and I go live for an additional 2 hours a day. Oh, look, we're getting lower here. Hold on one second, guys. Stop. All right. Well, here's where the FOMO is coming. Remember, I said I'm not doing it unless it's very solid, but I'll be looking for buys out of here. This 5-minute block. Hey Bob, how did you start seeing setups in the chart, if you don't mind? You want to know how? I started watching on fast. This is funny that you asked that on just kind of fast. I'm gonna flip. Hold up. Remind me to tell you that. I might do something crazy here. Let's look left. Let me kind of show you this real quick. Let's see if I can see it over here. Okay, cool. So my stop. This is crap that we waited that whole time, but you're gonna have days like that. Look, I didn't FOMO in. I didn't freak out. You're gonna have days like that. The only thing I would have done differently maybe is saw that it rejected this 5-minute block, closed solid underneath here and entered here. That's the only thing I would have done differently because it inverted that and that. It means you had a buy, you had a buy, here, you had a buy for value gap. Let me kind of look at this. I did. Remember I said I think it's going to bounce out of this. So let me just, I'm just measuring this really quick. All right, I'm going to buy it right now. Kind of risky, guys. It could tank, but I think it's going to reject this for a little bit, at least back up to here. Now that it took this liquidity, this, well, that was already taken. It took all this liquidity. It could melt and you can lose. Okay, just so you know. But we're in a 5-minute block right here. All right, so how I see the market, by the way, I'm going to see a 1-to-1 about right there. I'm just going for a 1-to-1 on this, okay? I'm not trying to break records. If I lose, I lose, and my risk isn't too heavy on this eval. All right, so here's how I did it. You want to know how I did it? Go back in time. You want to start identifying liquidity. You want to be able to just watch it in real time. I used to do this live with people. Okay. And I would just literally start watching it. Let me kind of turn this off real quick. Pushing hard right now. Pushing hard. All right. I would just kind of watch it and I'd be like, okay, there's liquidity building up below. And I put it on just kind of really fast. I put it to 1 minute. Kind of start identifying really fast in my mind. Okay, that's probably going to be taken out. Once that's taken out, when you see a break structure back up, I'm going to buy. If it does, and it didn't. All right. So again, we go by price action, right? So I'm seeing there's a trend line here. I'm not looking at the trend line. I'm looking where's their liquidity, right? So I just do this in fast. I want to see that taken. It wasn't. Okay. So I never got in. We want to see something taken instead of just trending up, trending up, trending up, trending up. Like that was taken right there. See that? So you had that, and then that was taken right here. And then you have a break structure up. So I'd buy right here, essentially. And that one was taken. So it's still kind of telling me it wants to buy. We'll see. We're building this liquidity up. When you have this, you get to break even, just get out because it's probably building liquidity to drop. You don't know 100%, but notice how it came up here, wick this, and now it just starts dropping. This is how the market has to work. Now it's building liquidity up, right? There's no structure to break right here. This isn't a structure break. This is the first area that has to break. So I'm thinking they're going to keep dropping it to take this liquidity out here, right? So you start seeing it really fast. So it took it, see the wick, then we closed above. Now we're back in buys. Actually, the first structure break up would have been here because this created a new low, right? So as soon as it broke there, you would have been buying at least to these highs to probably take the liquidity out. Did it take it out yet? It didn't take it out, so I'm still buy bias. Oh, by the way, we're building liquidity up here, right? So I'm thinking it might hold. Could. I would essentially buy out of this block right here, thinking it's going to take this out and these out. And you can be wrong, but look, boom. See it? Took it out. Held the block, right? So you just start seeing how does the market react? Okay. Okay. Did it close solid over this? Yes, it did. Close solid over that. So where was the block? Here. Okay. Can it take at least some internal structures out? Absolutely. So let's just see. Didn't yet. Oh, it took this one out right here, and it took this continuation trade out right here, wicked it, right? Came into this block, broke structure back up, boom, shot up. Now that it wicked up here, just because it wicks doesn't mean you get in. You have to have a reason, right? So you see this liquidity here, right? Let's look. Okay, we created new highs, never got in. We have liquidity here. You have block here. I call it an invisible block because this went lower than here, but it's still green. So you could buy out of here. Well, if it came back, but we really want to see liquidity be taken, right? So as much as possible. Sometimes you can't wait. Sometimes it doesn't take it, and you sit there all day, and that's unfortunate. So when it starts going sideways, you need to see some kind of big move happen. All right. So here we go. All this was taken here. All this right here is taken. So let's see if it breaks structure back up. You can take it. Still going sideways. There you go. See that? It got everything it needed below. So once you start seeing that, you can really just identify liquidity, right? Liquidity zones. Okay, there's a lot of liquidity here. There's a lot of people buying. They have their stops here. You have sell limit orders going down. There's a lot of orders here. For every buyer, there's a seller. For every seller, there's a buyer. Close solid above here. We need some kind of liquidity being taken, which just happened. Oops. This last one, then I got to start my members only. Hopefully this pushes up too, by the way. So this took like 50% of this liquidity here. If we get this break of structure right here, I would buy that. Let's see. All right, so I would have bought that. All right, but then be careful because of how it's moving. It's building that liquidity to the downside that could take out any moment. If it doesn't just push up, you might want to consider just taking a small win. Or if it breaks structure back down, like right here with a solid, okay, because let's call it this. If it breaks back down, just get out with a small loss. Boom. So you got out with a small loss, not a big loss. See that? So once you start identifying liquidity, it becomes a lot easier. Now, notice I'll do one more because this is perfect setup. See this liquidity right here? All this liquidity was just whipped out right there. You have a structure right here. If it closes above that, I would buy. There, I would have bought right there. See that? Still not buying it. I'm not buying that it's not going to go up. That's what I'm saying. So it's building all that liquidity upside. There it goes. See it? Because once you understand liquidity and all that, you could just kind of watch it. So then now, once you really get used to it, you don't even have to draw lines. I could just be like up, down, up, watches. Okay, liquidity downside. Wait, not in anything. Okay, now I'm looking for buys. If it breaks structures back up, right there. Oh wait, see how it's building liquidity here? So you got to be kind of careful. It came back down. If it comes back down to here, I get out, break even. I'm still thinking it's going to take the highs. Nope. So it either broke even or one like a 1 to 3 there. Took structure here, looking for a brick structure here. Boom. Just be very careful when you see that slow build up. But you have a slow build up here too to take out. So we just wait for lower liquidity taken, then you take out the top. Boom. See it? All right, that was for free. And I think we might have lost this trade. I don't even know. Let's see, where are we? Bummer. Well, cool. Well, at least you got that free lesson there. So if you guys aren't a member, SolomonTrading.com. This was just an eval, so I'm just kind of being chill. $97 a month. You get my indicator, you get all that kind of stuff. You get 36 live trading sessions per month on top of this. I'm going to set up the Zoom right now. You could also hit the QR code right above. Let's see, sign in. Back in. You're welcome, JMO. I'm just a little disappointed that we didn't get that one sell right here, but it's okay. Can't hit them all. Can't get them all. Let's see. Schedule webinar. I'll be sending the Zoom link over to the VIP area, guys. Let's see. Live trading, live members only trading with Bob Beckett. Gotta spell my name right. Yeah. Overall, I wanted to hit here, so that's why we're selling, and this was a risky counter. Hit that like button. Thank you, Yolanda. Appreciate you. Required on schedule copy. All right, putting in the school. Solomon Trading VIP as a post right now. Trading members only. Of course, it just took liquidity out of our 5-minute block. It's probably going to go up now. Watch. See, it just took liquidity here. Probably going to break structure back and then come up to here. Just the way it works. Live. All right. I posted that in the general trade discussion there. Okay. And then I'm going in Telegram groups real quick. Features boot camp, trade idea, members only live right now. Welcome all new members. I see you guys joining. There's that, and then Solomon Trading. I used to have other people do it for me. But then people wouldn't join because I didn't put it. All right, one more place. All right, so I put it all in the Telegram, guys. Last chance, guys. If you want a ticket in to the 2-hour session, we're gonna be doing it all over in the afternoon here and all week. So if you want, that's like 10 hours more with me. If you want to hang out, get my indicator, all that kind of stuff. So, all right, guys, go ahead and click the QR code or join at solomontrading.com. I'll see you guys on the members only right now. Thank you so much for hanging out. If you're new to the YouTube stream, need to hang out with me for a while longer, or maybe you never join my members only, that's totally fine too. Make sure to hit the subscribe notification bell. We do go live every single day, 1 p.m. Eastern, Monday through Friday. All right, God bless. Take care. Beckett out. Peace.